Live from FedEx Forum, this is The Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Hello, guys. People, welcome to The Odds Couple. Late start today because of trade deadline activity going on. Exciting days on all the shows. Jessica and Gary and Chris having all the trade deadline activity going on. So a late start for us today, but we still have a full jam-packed show
When
for
does
you.
the trade deadline start?
When does it start?
Yes.
It's over.
Oh,
Yeah, you missed it.
we didn't. Did we do it? Who did we get?
The Grizzlies lost Marcus Smart and Jake LaRavia.
All right. And who'd we get?
I think
Kevin Durant.
I think we got Marvin Bagley,
The fourth?
the third.
Third?
Colby
sure it's the third?
Jones, I think is his name.
No, I think he went somewhere else.
He went somewhere else. Johnny Davis, that's right. Johnny Davis
The
comes.
guy who played on the Hawks in the 70s?
The guy who coached the Grizzlies a few years
Yeah.
ago. Yeah.
Cool.
And then a bunch of picks were swapped.
Okay. All right.
All right. So there you have it. There's that. It's Super Bowl week. We are going to handicap the Super Bowl for you. We're going to break down Super Bowl 59. 59, is that right? Super Bowl 59. Chiefs and the Eagles. We're going to have picks for you. We're going to have props
Picks.
for you. We're going to have free picks for you. We got a busy show. We got fish nuggets as well. All of that stuff coming your way. Lang, happy Super Bowl week. How are you?
I'm good. I actually have a gambling question for all of us here. A gambling etiquette question. A friend of mine reached out to me recently. Said he's putting together a thing for the Super Bowl with the boxes.
Right, the squares.
The score. Super Bowl squares. $10 a square. Who wants in? I said, give me 5.
Oh, okay. There you go. Get after it.
This morning I received my 5 squares.
Oh, no.
I have the whole chart here,
Okay.
but the numbers that I received are 6 and 6.
That's not a good start.
That's the best of the numbers.
Oh, no.
I got 6 and 4. I got 0 and 8. I got 2 and 6. And then maybe 8 and 4. Like 28, 24, something
Yeah.
like that. But that's what I got.
So are your squares just end of the game score, or is it end of quarter? How you doing?
Or
I
every
think
score.
both, like quarter and game.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I feel it doesn't really matter. They all suck.
That 6 and 6 might work.
I requested if we could see video of the numbers being pulled because it seems like
You got a
his
lot of
family
sixes.
members got some better. His son got some good numbers. So I requested video. This guy's a lawyer too. I requested video of it. He said he doesn't have video, but he did show me a picture of the bowl where he cut all the squares out and put them in a bowl and shook it up. But then I don't like. For all I know, he could have just penciled me in for the bad ones.
Right.
Or maybe he put some of the numbers in the freezer or something like that, so
Yep.
we could feel
David
the
Stern
right.
style, get the
cold
cold
ones out.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I also the other question is I haven't paid yet.
Oh, that's good.
Well, you can't back out.
Back up.
That's lame.
Say, nah, I don't want to do it now.
Like, I have never played squares.
Really?
Super Bowl, never done it.
Why not?
Just never.
Do you feel like that's involves less skill than actually like betting?
No, I don't know. I've just never done it.
I mean, it probably
It's
does.
fun. It's fun because you're
just like-
rooting.
You're just rooting
for
for
scores.
scores. You don't care who it is.
Yeah, and it's so it's fun to do, especially if you do one like I've done one before where it's paid every score. Every time there's a
every
score,
time.
there's a payment, and then whatever's left over at the end, that's what the winner gets.
I'll be rooting for one team to have a 0 and another team to have an 8. at the
Yeah.
end of the score. Or one team to have a 6 and another to have a 6. A couple field
Oh,
goals.
Yeah, that one hurts. How are you, Roser? Good to
I'm
see
good,
you.
man. I'm good.
Good to see you.
Yeah, man.
We're getting ready for the big game. You excited about the big game?
Not really.
No.
I'm really not. I'm more excited for the halftime show.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
It feels like they're just as. It feels like the NBA trade deadline. The NBA does not overshadow the NFL much, but it feels like the NBA trade deadline, for starting with the Luka trade last week, it has overshadowed the
I
Super
think so
Bowl.
too. I mean,
And I think some of that is people are tired of the Chiefs.
But
I do
especially
think
the
they've
Luka
been
thing-
doing this year after year now.
the Luka thing really like set it
Yes,
off.
set it all in motion.
Yeah.
And yeah, if it had just been Jimmy Butler, then I don't
People were
think
kinda
And
so.
even the
that.
names that weren't moved were
Yeah.
big stories
Yes.
because of the possibility.
Yes,
that they could.
absolutely.
So, yeah, it was a big week. Good week for the NBA. CJ Hertz is here. Hello, CJ. How are you?
Howdy doody there.
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you as well.
All right. I want to ask everybody, and I'll start with you, CJ. Since we just had our trade deadline spectacular on the Chris Vernon show in our last hour, the trade deadline now is over. I want to ask you, in the Western Conference, who made the biggest leap?
The biggest leap in the Western Conference. Gosh, I mean,
Between San Antonio, Dallas,
not this year, not
Lakers,
this
right?
year. Dallas is too far out of it,
I got
think,
one.
this year to
What
make
about
a leap.
Sacramento?
This year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well-
the leap from where to
I mean, right
what?
now they're 500.
What'd they get? Jonas,
They got Jonas, they got Zach Levine,
Zach Levine,
and they got someone else.
and they lost De'Aaron Fox. They got
Lost
Jake
De'Aaron Fox.
LaRavia.
Jake LaRavia,
Yeah.
playmaker Jake. What does this do to your
Playmaker
Jake cards, Rosa?
I've only got one.
I thought you were like trying to corner the market on LaRavia cards.
No,
At one point you were.
no, never was.
No.
Stop lying.
Never was.
Yeah. All right. So CJ, who do you go with?
I don't. I guess the Lakers right now. Lakers are sitting there, 5 seed, right? You
Yeah.
add Luka to it. You add Williams to it as well. And you can go out there and say, all right, Luka, we got somebody you can run the pick and roll with. We also got LeBron out there who's still capable of taking over, not entire games, no, but quarters and moments in games. LeBron can still go out there and take over. I would guess it would be them. Nobody else who made any sort of significant move to me is in a position to where it's like, oh, okay, that move is going to get you to contender status. And even with the Lakers, I don't think they're contenders this year. You can say, oh, what about Fox to the Spurs, right? He's getting to play with Wemby. You throw in the vet leadership of a Chris Paul, a Harrison Barnes. They got Vassell and Cassell, out there. But yo, man, they're not going to be contenders this year. There were moves that were made to benefit teams in the not too distant future, but as far as the right now goes, the 2024-2025 season, I don't think anybody in particular stands out as, that's the move that took them over the top before the trade deadline.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think my answer would have been the Spurs. I think they take the biggest jump forward, but from what are they now? 12 to maybe 11, 10. But I think it's a good move for the future. I think it's a great move for them. It's a perfect fit for De'Aaron Fox.
Yes.
He's great.
Yeah.
And he's going to be great with them. And Castle will get better and all those things, and Wemby, of course. So I think the San Antonio Spurs. But did anything shock you out of trade other than Luka AD? That was shocking. But anything?
The one thing about the Lakers is the Williams thing.
Yeah.
Like we were talking about it on some show. Maybe it might have been Odds Couple on Monday. And CJ was talking about how Luka's only. How many games has Luka missed? It was like 15 each season or something like that. It's
Yeah,
not like
he
half the season.
usually plays 60-plus games in a season, so roughly more than 70% of the schedule.
And, there's this thought of, he misses games all the time. Well, Mark Williams has missed 60% of the games since he's been in the NBA. Like, that's a dude who's legitimately hurt.
Yeah, I mean, he missed like all of last season. No, it's interesting. If you go their first 7 years of their careers, Anthony Davis played a higher percentage of his games in his first 7 years than Luka has.
Wow, that's surprising.
Which is crazy, yeah. No, I think I think Cleveland. I think Cleveland getting DeAndre Hunter is massive. I would say for this year, I think Cleveland won the trade deadline because San Antonio's not winning the title this year. I think for 4 years from now, probably the Lakers and the Spurs.
I actually think if
sure
Anthony
won
Davis
it.
is healthy, like Dallas would be pretty
I
good.
think so too.
Like
I thought Dallas was going to do something else too. They got Caleb Martin, but I thought they were going to go like Jimmy Butler, Kevin Durant.
One
Like
other.
they were going to try to somehow get 3-4 team trade involved and try to swing one of those. And maybe they did, and they just weren't able to make it happen. I'd say for this year, though, I'd say Cleveland. Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, DeAndre Hunter, Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen. That is a serious starting five right there. So.
All right, well, there you go. Trade deadline stuff. We had it for you all day here on Grind City Media. We'll see what happens. It'll be interesting to see how it all shakes out. We had a baseball gambling note this week. A baseball gambling note. Umpire Pat Hoberg was fired by Major League Baseball for sharing his legal sports gambling
Is it
accounts.
Pat Hoberg or
It is
Fred?
Pat. It is Pat.
You said Fred
I
to
know.
me.
I did say
And
Fred.
I was
And then I
like-
Googled Fred Hoberg, and nothing came up other than Fred Hoiberg.
That's who I thought. I was like, the old Bulls coach got in
No,
trouble?
it's Pat Hoberg.
Okay.
Pat Hoberg. He had legal sports gambling accounts with a friend who bet on baseball games, and for intentionally deleting his text messages pertinent to the league's investigation. They brought up the investigation when it was brought to its attention by the sportsbook, and Hoberg did not umpire last season. While MLB said the investigation did not uncover evidence that he personally bet on baseball or manipulated games, the vice president of on-field operations recommended that he be fired, and he's out. I guess it certainly doesn't feel like as big of a deal as the Tim Donaghy situation, because there's no evidence that he really bet on baseball. He was sharing an account with someone who bet on baseball. He just did something really stupid, is what he did.
These baseball betting things are weird because, the best player in arguably the history of baseball was just involved in a betting scandal, and it was like, oh, no, nothing to see here. Move
Nothing
along.
to see here. That's right.
Ippei is going to jail. Shohei had nothing to do with it. And so, I don't know. It feels kind of weird. It just the baseball manages to kind of just keep it moving.
Yeah.
When these things happen.
Yeah. It was, and that's, I guess, what they're going to do. They have fired him, and
Let's go.
it's all over.
Nothing
Pat
to see
Hoberg,
here.
you're out. Super Bowl is this week. Super Bowl 59. We got the Chiefs. We've got the Eagles. The line has not moved. Any surprise that the line has not moved? And
So the only thing is the biggest bets, 4 of the 5 biggest bets that have been public, that have been announced, have been on the Eagles. The only thing that has changed on this is the Chiefs' money line has come from 125 to 120 to minus 120. I have not bet on this game yet because I don't want to root for Kansas City, but I would bet Kansas City, and I would bet the
You would bet money line because of that small
absolutely bet
price?
the money line.
yeah, it's 120 or 105 being the difference there.
I'd just take the money line, the minus 120 money line. Sometimes you get minus 1.5 at minus 120. Why
Right.
not just take the money line? Take
Yeah.
it out.
Why don't
It's
you just
not.
do both?
You could do both.
Yeah, you could.
You could do both. I don't
And if
know.
you're going to take Eagles money line, right?
I'm dead serious. I don't know how Philadelphia is going to score. That's my hardest thing I'm trying to figure out is how are they going to really score?
They're going to run the ball.
You've seen Kansas City's defense against the run? They don't give up 100-yard games to running backs. They don't.
I was reading Barnwell's thing today on ESPN, and he was saying, look, Saquon's had this incredible run where he keeps ripping off these long runs, and you think, well, it's going to come to an end at some point, but it hasn't.
It hasn't.
He keeps doing it, and you're
Yeah.
like, all right, maybe he's got another game in him.
And he keeps doing it early. It seems in the game,
Yeah.
too.
Reminds me of Super Bowl 51 when Devontae Freeman and the Atlanta Falcons went out. Sorry,
Like your jersey, by the
I
way.
brought it out just
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah. CJ,
a
what?
memento of the most painful night of my life.
I know. And wear it with pride. What stands out about the numbers going into this game?
To me, it is that over under seems a little. Is that when I last checked, it was at 48.5. That felt a little low to me, especially thinking about what this Philadelphia Eagle. I know it's a great Chiefs defense or a very good Chiefs defense, but this Eagles offense, man, is going to be able to move the ball because Saquon Barkley is such a gravity puller from the running back position. You'll have to walk somebody down out of respect for what he can do in the ground game, which leaves a player like A.J. Brown or Devontae Smith one-on-one on the outside. And Jalen Hurts, we've seen when it's that type of situation, him be able to make plays, push the ball down the field. And hell, we've also seen him use his legs on design run plays for big touchdown run yardage, right? So I think that this is going to be a high-scoring game. I was surprised that the number was what the number was. You go back 2 years ago, these teams combined to score 60-plus points in the Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes is one of those guys at this point in his career who's always going to do enough to win games. That's just what he's been good at this year. I know the Chiefs haven't had near as many big plays. They've settled for being a more methodical team, using the short pass game and the run game to hold on to the ball, time of possession, matriculate the ball down the field. But hell, if he needs to, he can lay that thing out there and make some big plays down the field as well. So I expect this game to be a higher scoring game than what the total indicates.
All right. And the Chiefs, we'll go through the trends coming up in our next segment, but the Chiefs have been a under team really for the last few years, and especially all season this year, except last week. The Chiefs game went over.
And I think they've been an under team in part because the expectation from the gambling public is, we just need to hit Chiefs overs. Just hit the over. Patrick Mahomes will find a way to score enough and get to the over, because we're still thinking about the Chiefs from that first time we saw them emerge, 2017, 2018, whatever year they lost to the Patriots, where they were fun, they were high scoring, weren't really good on defense. Well, the Chiefs have since flipped that, and I don't think the gambling public has necessarily caught up to that part of it. But 48.5, I think, is still really, really low in this.
All right, let's take a break here on the Odds Couple. When we come back, we'll look at the trends for Super Bowl 59 and look at some of the numbers as well. That's all coming up. We got free picks coming up later in the show. We got Nuggets coming up on the show.
Nuggets.
All of it coming up. Our top 5 coming up as well. It's all ahead here on the Odds Couple on Grind City Media.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Our fans have a huge impact on our ability to play to the level that we're striving for.
Drop off, Durant. Oh! Well, you wanted home crowd involvement.
I love those moments where you see our guys engaging in the fans, and the fans just get pumped up.
They are standing in FedEx Forum.
I would hate to be on the other side with the opposition when FedEx Forum's rolling. That's such an unbelievable relationship that our group has with our fans.
At the National Civil Rights Museum, history moves us forward. The question remains, how does history move you?
Keep on talking, marching up to freedom now.
Shinedown, Dance Kid Dance Tour. Live in Memphis. FedEx Forum, Saturday, August 30th. With special guests, Bush and Morgan Wade. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Shinedown, live in concert. For more, visit shinedown.com.
Welcome back to the Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Odds Couple.
Single.
Yeah, it's Chapter 6, Week 24 of the large program. Chapter 6, Week 24. And we conclude the football season with Super Bowl 59 this week as the Kansas City Chiefs take on the Philadelphia Eagles. The Chiefs come in as a 1.5-point favorite. The total in this game is 48.5. All right, how about some trends? Ready for some trends for this game?
What do the trends look like for the Super Bowl?
Here's what the trends look like. Kansas City, despite having a bad record against the spread this season, recently they've turned it around. They're 4-1 against the spread their last 5 as a favorite. They're also 18-0 straight up as a favorite. 18-0 straight up as a favorite, yeah.
18-0.
They're by the way, they are also 23-2 straight up in their last 25 games. Now,
It's almost like somebody's helping them.
I heard please.
Football Jesus.
I heard someone who's covering the Super Bowl on the radio today, And this person said, the thing though is I just have watched the Chiefs all season and they just seem a bit off. And I understand what she's saying. And because I think a lot of people felt that way this year. Oh, they're playing with fire.
Who said this?
I don't remember who it was.
It sounded like you were trying to like keep it like secret who it was.
I don't remember.
It down a lot.
She covers the NFL for USA Today, but I forget her name. But anyway, she was saying that they were a bit off, and they played with fire all season long, and they did, and we talked about it. Week 2, week 3, week 4, week 5, week 7. They're playing with fire all season long.
All those times the officials helped them out,
and all those times they won.
Yeah.
They turned out 15-2. I think that narrative of them playing with fire and it's going to catch up to them, that's gone now. We're at a different time of the season. We're in the playoffs, and let's remember they won all those games. Yes?
I disagree.
You think they're still a play with fire team?
I mean, they played with fire all season long. So how are they not a play with fire team?
Because it's the playoffs now. And they flip that switch.
I don't think they play with
flipper.
fire. I think that's who they are.
What do you mean?
They just play in close games
They
and find
just
a
play
way to
close
win.
games.
So,
Yeah,
so that means they play with fire.
I mean, if you want to call that fire, I guess. I don't know. I just call it an experienced
I feel like
team.
I'm in the upside down here. I
Just
don't
call it an
understand.
experienced team.
Why don't if they're playing with fire, it's like somebody gets hurt all the time, and you say, "Well, that guy's injury prone." Well, no, it's all been weird injuries. So, but he gets hurt all the time. He's injury prone. Like this team, they've been in a lot of close games, so they play
just
with
play
fire.
close games.
And they
I don't
win.
know
It
why.
doesn't matter if
Why
they
is
win or
playing a close
lose.
game playing with fire?
It's just like a saying. It's like I didn't invent the English language. I know
Some people like to play with fire.
I know
Maybe
I
they're
use big
pyros.
words.
Their
I know
colors are red and yellow.
They are
I know my
Pyros and the Eagles
My
this week.
three-syllable words confuse you sometimes.
The Kansas City
However,
Pyros.
That's just a saying. They play with fire.
Yeah.
And maybe they're good at playing. Maybe
They are.
I mean,
That's the whole point. I mean, to be 15-2.
They're pyromaniacs. They're great at it.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, that's what we've
But
determined.
they play with fire.
All right, more trends. Kansas City Chiefs have won 6 straight games against NFC opponents. They are 13-5 against the spread in their last 18 against NFC opponents. And 6 of the last 8 games for the Chiefs have gone under the total. Philadelphia, meanwhile, the Eagles, they are 9-3 against the spread in their last 12. They are 15-1 straight up in their last 16 games. They are 8-0 straight up in their last 8 against AFC opponents, and in those 8 going 6-2 against the spread against AFC opponents. However, against the AFC West, they are just 5-12 against the spread against AFC West opponents. 15 of their last 21 against the AFC West have gone over. Now, head-to-head, 5 of the last 7 meetings have gone over the total, but Kansas City has won and covered 4 of the last 5 against the Philadelphia Eagles. All right, Eagles and the Chiefs. Chiefs minus the 1.5. Roser, you're concerned that the Eagles can't score in this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so the Eagles have faced the easiest slate of pass defenses in the entire league, yet Jalen Hurts has not been that good against them. The Kansas City Chiefs
regular season or postseason?
Yeah, all of it.
All right.
Like all of it. The Kansas City Chiefs have faced the 4th most difficult schedule of passing offenses in the league, and they've ranked number 1 against them. One thing they do is they take away, and I've talked to another Chiefs fan about this, is they take away your receiver. They take away your number 1 receiver. So A.J. Brown, boom. If A.J. Brown has an amazing game, maybe he does, but what the Chiefs do, if you look at it, the tight ends have success against Kansas City because they want to take away your number 1 receiver, and then they want to take away your run game. And if you take away A.J. Brown and you take away Saquon Barkley, dude, Kansas City's going to beat the hell out of them.
Wow.
If you take away those two, they're going to.
I haven't heard anybody.
If Saquon Barkley is not a factor and A.J. Brown is not, and that's what Kansas City aims to take away, and that's what they do against teams. If those two guys are taken away, how do the Eagles win this game?
Because you got Devontae Smith
Turnovers?
on the other side.
Special teams.
Congratulations about Devontae Smith.
And you say that like he's just
He's
run-of-the-mill.
fine.
He's not fine.
He's a really good receiver.
He's a
You
Heisman
got
winner.
him. and
They
then you
don't
got-
win because
and
of
then you got-
Devontae
No, they
Smith.
don't, but they can though.
You think they can win with that?
Yeah, you can win with Devontae Smith and your tight end. You can
If they are
absolutely
depending
move
on
the ball up
Devontae
and
Smith
down
and
the
Dallas
field.
Goedert, they're going to get their ass beat.
No, they're not.
Yes, they will.
But the
Is
Chiefs will play with fire.
Is this not the same Dallas Goedert that we saw stiff armor man 30 yards down the field for a touchdown in the playoffs recently?
That's fine.
That's
the
fine.
Washington Commanders and the Detroit Lions defenses, those are not this defense. They're not. They're not close to what they're going to see Sunday.
But what
if
about
they take away Saquon Barkley and they take away A.J. Brown, what are they doing?
But what about the Eagles defense?
That's like saying though, like if you get the sun not to rise and the moon not
I
to come
know,
out,
but that's
like,
what
it's
the
like, those are,
Chiefs'
like,
defense
pretty
does. That's
inevitable
what
things.
their defense does. Go look at the teams they've played and look at the number one wide receivers and what they've done against them. It averages out to about 5 catches, 60 yards, and no touchdowns. 0.25 touchdowns actually per game. That's what number one receivers do against the Chiefs. It's pretty much nothing.
What about the Eagles defense?
Eagles defense, now this is where they can be good. This is how they do it. This is how they do it, is they do it with defense. And they force turnovers. But you have to capitalize off the turnovers. Because Mahomes, now he's been better of it the last like 7-8 weeks. But even last year in the Super Bowl, like, they turned it over twice. They had the fumble, and Mahomes threw the pick on the first possession of the second half. 49ers just never scored off of them. They never did anything off of them. And that's been the Chiefs saying, even with Mahomes, when he does turn it over, dude, you don't score off of the turnovers. So the Eagles' defense is awesome. Their defense is going to have to be amazing on Sunday, and I think that's how they can win. If maybe Saquon Barkley will be awesome against Kansas City. Maybe he will. You know? Christian McCaffrey had an all-time season last year, too. Christian McCaffrey was not amazing against Kansas City last season. Now, the Eagles do have a better offensive line than the 49ers had last year.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, McCaffrey had an amazing year. Was the offensive player of the year in the NFL. He didn't do anything against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
You didn't watch that Super Bowl and go, oh, my God, Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Eagles were
The
better.
49ers had a historic offense last year.
Eagles are better against the pass than the Chiefs this season by about 700 yards.
Let's look at the stats. We got the stats.
Yeah, I was
Lang.
just looking at them too. The one thing I would say is if you're saying, well, they're going to take away A.J. Brown, okay, I've got Devontae Smith. And I know you think, well, what is he?
I think
To me,
he's
he's
good.
something.
I think he's good.
There you see the numbers, how the teams stack up offensively and defensively.
Look at those rushing yards.
It's crazy, and you were talking about it earlier, CJ. Look at the offensive numbers for Kansas City. They're just not great. The best number on there
Yellow is good on there.
What
You
they
see-
do on
if you're
third
an Eagles.
down percentage. 48.5, second
Yeah.
in the league in third downs. That's pretty impressive. But then their defensive numbers are great.
I mean, if you saw that the Eagles were 10th in the league in third down, you'd think, oh, that's pretty good. And
Yeah.
then you say, but they're playing the team that's 2.
Yeah. And then defense, the Eagles are number 1 in the league. Chiefs are number 8. Passing defense, Eagles number 1. Chiefs 18. Rush defense, Eagles 10. Chiefs are 8 there.
I didn't realize the Chiefs were so bad on third down defense, though. Like 26th.
Yeah. But points allowed, these two teams both top 5, both top 4, with the Eagles being 2 and the Chiefs being number 4.
Yeah. They win the game with their defense, Philly does. They can win the game with their
Don't you say the
defense.
same about the Chiefs?
I think the Chiefs. I mean, I expect the Chiefs defense to, because the whole season, like,
Yeah.
you can say, well, they have Devontae Smith, they have Dallas Goedert. Like, dude, the number 2 receivers and tight ends have done awesome against the Chiefs. Go look at tight end game logs against the Chiefs. They're awesome. It's like by design. They still freaking win all the time doing. Like, that's what they do. They want to take away your number 1 receiver. They want to not allow the running back to go off.
Yep. All right.
And it's been successful.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to look at some of the props for this weekend.
Props?
Yeah, we'll look at props. We'll also have fish nuggets. We got our top 5 coming up a little later, and then we got picks and free picks. That's all ahead here on The Odds Couple on Grind City Media.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board. a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
Memphis Cat is back with his Heaven on Earth tour.
I tried to be incognito, but thanks to Shannon Sharp's loud mouth, the gig is up.
February 22nd in the FedEx Forum.
In my spare time, I infiltrate the Illuminati. Look for their secrets. Run back. Tell y'all.
Don't miss this year's most talked about comedy icon live. He's back with brand new material, an unmatched wit, and an electrifying performance. Get tickets at Ticketmaster.com.
When it's all on the line, you turn to the strong, the stable, the unwavering. To those with a history of raising their performance to meet the moment. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st. And you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
Welcome back to the Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Welcome back, everyone, to the large program. Week 24, the final week of football. Until we get to week 52. And it's... Then it starts all over. No. I'm sorry, CJ. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Spring football's around the corner,
Spring
Rob.
football, that's right.
why it feels like spring outside, baby. You got showboats. You got Battlehawks. You got the rest of them doing spring football things.
Who've won the Stallions?
The Birmingham Stallions.
Yeah.
Damn right.
Yeah.
Spring football's dynasty.
When is that? March 30th? Is that right?
Sure.
I don't know. I think that's correct.
That sounds about right to me. March 30th is the spring.
Ken Wisenhunt's rolling in his grave that you forgot about.
Ken
Showboats coach.
Showboats head coach. That's right. That's absolutely.
I knew that.
We got.
I know you did.
We got Super Bowl 59 this week. Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. Chiefs a 1.5-point favorite. Obviously, when it comes to Super Bowl time, betting is at an all-time high for the year, as people want to bet on not only on the game but on the props. Lang, do you bet more props because it's Super Bowl week? Do you bet any of the props? Do you stay away from them? What's your feeling on props?
I stay away from them. I try to focus on the game, and also I generally have some food jobs for the Super Bowl, you know, like parties and stuff. I always get roped into doing that. A friend of mine's from Philadelphia. He's having a Super Bowl party Sunday. We were at his house 2 years ago when it was the Eagles and the Chiefs 2 years ago. And so this year he said he's going to host another party. He asked me to come, and then he tore his ACL.
Oh, no.
And so now I'm in charge of it's like a bunch of people are going to be there. So now I'm in charge of the food for this. So I haven't really gone too deep into the props. However, I did wake up this morning, and at 6-something in the morning, the first text on my phone was from Roser, and it said, Kendrick plus 10.5 songs. And I was like, all right, Roser's up thinking about the props.
That was my first one I got this morning, too. That was great.
Well, because you sent it late last night when I was already asleep, so that you needed one more prop from me.
Roser, you a prop better Super Bowl time?
My favorite
more than normal?
Not the exotic props,
right.
but like my favorite one that I hit was when the Bucks beat the Chiefs. I had Devin White 25-1 to get an interception, and I had $25 on it.
Nice.
And that one was nice. I made so much money on that Super Bowl. That's when I was gambling very irresponsibly. I had made probably...
Sounds responsible.
I made probably a month before that game. I made roughly $1,000, $1,000 to $1,300 on Alabama beating Ohio State in the national title game. That was the Devontae Smith, Najee Harris, Mac Jones team.
Right.
And then when they made Tom Brady an underdog to the Chiefs in the COVID Super Bowl that The Weeknd performed at halftime, I put an insane amount of money on the Buccaneers to cover the game. I put an insane amount of money on the money line. I think I had Leonard Fournette over receptions because Warren Sharp gave it out. I had a crazy amount on that. And I had Devin White to do that. And I woke up, and after those 2 big wins, I had because it was the final round of the Waste Management. Brooks Koepka was on like 14, and he was like several shots behind. I put like $20 on him. He was like 15-1 at that moment to win, and then he holed out on like the 16th or something and ended up winning. I cashed that one. I was very inebriated when all this was happening. And then I won all the Super Bowl, and I woke up the Monday after the Super Bowl, and I had about $3,500 in my account. And let's just say this is when the very irresponsible gambling days, and it was gone by the end of the NCAA tournament. Yeah, it was. It was NCAA tournament, and yeah.
So no on exotics. You'll bet some props, but you'll bet props during the regular football week, right?
Yeah, anytime touchdowns.
Yeah.
I typically do anytime touchdowns.
Used to be a big first half guy.
Because what happens is when you get into like some of these guys who do this stuff for like a living, they look at the prop stuff and when they give out, the guys who are really good at it,
like us,
right? And they give out a number like this person over 4.5 receptions, or this player over 5.5 receptions, and the number's like minus 105 for them to go over that. By the time you get to see it, they give that out. By the time you get to it, it's gone from like minus 105 to like minus 175.
Right.
Or it's gone up to 6.5, or it's gone from 4.5 to 5.5, and it's gone up, and it's like, okay, so.
Yeah.
But I try to just do like the anytime touchdown stuff.
CJ, you a proper?
I wish we could do more of these goofy bets all the time.
Exotic props.
Oh, they get crazy, man.
I love getting exotic with these props. I'll get my wife involved in the exotic props. Hey, babe, I got $2 right here. Where we putting it? Heads or tails? Let's go. Let's get it going. Let's get into it. Hey, how many times are we going to see Taylor Swift on screen, baby? Over 3, under 3? What are we doing here? I love them. Like, it's fun to bet on the weird things that happen on the football field. I got a bet right now on if somebody will cry during the national anthem. Hell yeah, somebody's going to cry during. They always find the dude who's crying during the national anthem. Of course somebody's crying during the national anthem. I love the exotic bets.
No, it'll be like Eagles first downs and James Harden points, rebounds, assists versus Chiefs first downs and LeBron James points and rebounds.
Those are fun. I like those
it'll
too.
be crazy.
What about the Gatorade bets? Like, I don't. Typically, I turn games off like, oh, it's clear this team is going to win. I'm out. But I will sit there and watch that damn game until I see what color the Gatorade is. I got to know what color that shower is because I got money on it.
Yeah.
It's good shit.
I will say, Chris Jones on the Chiefs, the last few games, I don't know if you guys have noticed, they've been playing in the cold.
He's cried.
He has an eye. He has an eye that runs. I don't know if it's his right eye. And we've seen shots of him during the national anthem, and it looks like he's crying, but I don't think he's crying. I think it's the cold weather has gotten to him.
Really? You think that's what? Because I always thought he was crying
on the bench during the game with tears coming down his face, especially from the right eye.
He's got a watery right eye.
He's got a watery right eye. I don't know if it's allergies. I don't know if it's something else. I think it might be cold related because I noticed I've been playing golf in the cold the last few weeks. Not to compare myself to Chris Jones. My eyes have been a little watery as well. So I wonder if you could bet Chris Jones to cry during the national anthem. However, this game is
warm.
Indoors. We might not see the watery right eye of Chris Jones in the national anthem.
But it won't. I feel like every year Travis Kelce sheds a tear. Right? We get the close up on Travis Kelce, and that man is having a tear. Now I might be getting Travis Kelce confused a couple of years with George Kittle. All white tight ends look alike to me, but like I feel like they cry. I do. And I think Chris Jones just loves the game so much, Lang. I think he's sitting on the bench with tears in his eyes because he loves getting out there and popping a mother.
Loves the game.
Yeah.
Loves it. Some of the props for the game, you got your Super Bowl MVP prop. Patrick Mahomes is the favorite at plus 120. Saquon at plus 250. Jalen plus 370. Those are the three that are the obvious favorites. And then it goes all the way down to Travis Kelce at plus 1,400. Other than Jalen, Barkley, or Mahomes, who's worthy of a potential MVP?
Vic Fangio.
Vic Fangio, no odds on him.
Steve
They don't have
Spagnuolo.
Fangio and Spagnolo. I think is like
Spagnuolo. I got one.
Jim.
I don't know if he's on there. I don't even see him on there. Jordan Davis.
Not on there.
Yeah, nose tackle for the Eagles. He's been on fire the last couple weeks. Like, if maybe he gets a couple sacks of Mahomes or knocks a fumble loose, something like that.
I would go. Where's McDuffie?
Not on there.
OJ?
No, Trent.
It just seems like it's going to be one of. I mean, those three are the three.
I'd rock with Devontae Smith. If you think the Eagles are going to win, go with Devontae Smith there. Because
you think the Eagles are gonna get AJ shut.
To Roser's point, got to take away something. Take away AJ, take away Saquon, who you got. Devontae sitting right there, 800-plus yards receiving on the year, 12 touchdowns on the year. I think he's averaging 12 yards per catch on the year as well. If the Eagles are to win and the Chiefs are successful at doing what the Chiefs have done, to Rose's point, taking away your one, taking away your running back, then Devontae Smith will be the one to have the big game. Because we talked about it on Monday. Jalen Hurts could come out of this with 3 touchdowns. But if he's got 2 of those touchdowns as tush pushes, are we really going to reward him for that? I wouldn't think so.
Yeah.
So I think it could be the year for a receiver, Devontae Smith, to win, if you think the Eagles are going to win.
There's some game specials out there as well, which are kind of interesting. Hurts and Mahomes to each record 15 passing yards in each quarter. That's minus 105. That's easy, right? What about 30 passing yards in each quarter? That's plus 550.
The only thing that scares me about that is, like, the Eagles might have one of those 16-play drives where you're just running the
Right.
ball, and the other team has a 3-and-out, and then the Eagles get it back and have another, or the other way around. So one quarterback might only get one possession in a quarter.
Yeah, plus 550 for that number. Kareem Hunt and Saquon Barkley to each record 5 rushing yards in each quarter.
I like that one also.
That's plus 550.
I think one of my official picks has something to do with those 2 running backs.
Oh, all right. And Jalen Hurts and Saquon Barkley to each record 5 rushing yards in each quarter at plus 750.
Nah, I think Jalen Hurts comes up short.
Yeah, I like the Hunt and Barkley with 5+ rushing yards in each quarter. That's interesting. All right. And then we got some game specials, some passing specials as well.
The Hunt and Barkley 5+ rushing yards in each quarter seems way too good to be true.
Yeah.
At plus 550,
yeah,
seems way too good to be true.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe somebody hit the wrong button, Roser.
Yeah, maybe they messed up.
Let's find out.
Mahomes to record 25 passing yards in each quarter. That's minus 125. 100 passing yards in each half. That's even money.
I like that.
I like that. Hurts 25 passing yards in each quarter is plus 125. And then Hurts and Mahomes to combine for 500 is plus 135.
I mean, is Patrick Mahomes going to go for 3 and Hurts go for 2? I don't see how that one ends up hitting.
That's a low number of plus 135 for that.
Yeah.
I mean, what are their over-unders for passing yards? I don't have that in front of me. I'm sorry.
I'll find it.
But do they add up to 500 between the two? Because I would think Hurts is probably around 220 and maybe, yeah, I guess it would. No, that'd be 470. Because then I'd say Mahomes is probably about 240, 50, 249. 245 for Mahomes.
All right.
And Jalen Hurts, we're looking.
193.
193? So, I mean, that's not even close to 500.
245 and a half, 193 and a half. Is that any closer?
No.
Okay, then, yeah.
Yeah, all right. Interesting. And then we got our Triple Crown. Here's the Triple Crown. For most passing yards, most receiving yards, most rushing yards. Who's going to have the most passing yards?
Mahomes.
Mahomes? Everybody want Mahomes?
Yes.
Who's going to have the most receiving yards in the game?
Well, Roser says not A.J. Brown.
Not A.J. Brown.
Kelsey? Worthy?
Devontae Smith? Worthy. Of those people, I'd say Worthy or Kelsey.
And then Barkley, certainly, for rushing yards, right? All right, Mahomes, Worthy, Barkley, plus 750. How about that?
Hey.
Mahomes, Kelsey, Barkley plus 600.
Hey.
Mahomes, Brown, Barkley plus 600, and Jalen Brown and Barkley plus
What if
650.
it's not Barkley?
Well, then
If it's
you'd
Pacheco
lose your
or
bet.
somebody.
Yeah, you'd certainly lose your bet. All right, there you go. Your Triple Crown.
The Win
special
Place
as
and
well.
Show.
All right, you ready for some nuggets?
No.
Time for some fish nuggets. The Chiefs have won their last 17 one-possession games. It's an NFL record. They've been in 12 one-score games this season. The line is a one-score line. Thus, the Chiefs going for their 18th straight.
They call that playing with fire.
Playing with fire. That's right. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs are 8-0 straight up and 8-0 against the spread when they are favored by less than a field goal or they are an underdog. Mahomes and the Chiefs 8-0 straight up and against the spread when they're favored by less than a field goal or they're an underdog or they are a 1.5-point favorite, looking to make that 9-0. Jalen Hurts, meanwhile, Jalen Hurts has 35 touchdowns to just 4 turnovers in his last 15 games. How about that?
That's big time.
That is impressive. Meanwhile, Saquon Barkley, 7 rushing touchdowns of 60-plus yards this season. That is 3 more than the next closest player has had in any season in NFL history. Wow. And the teams wearing white in the Super Bowl are 16-4 the last 20 years. The Chiefs will be wearing white.
The 49ers lost both of those. 2 of those 4.
Yeah. How about? Did
Well,
they really?
actually, did we wear white against the Ravens? We might have 3 of those 4 losses.
Really?
Yeah, you got wearing white. I'm pretty sure I can picture Jacoby running down the sideline in the purples. Yeah, the purple and blacks for the Ravens. Yeah.
No, we wore red.
Oh, okay. Oh, they could.
We wore red. Yeah, they wore white. We wore red.
So the Niners only have 2 of those losses?
Yeah, only
That's
2
good.
of them.
I know that's eating Nick Bosa up inside.
Yeah.
We will take a break.
Black History Month, no doubt. He's
I was going to
furious.
say something about it being February.
We will take a break. We will come back. We'll have our top 5 Super Bowl props,
yeah.
the exotics. And also we will have our picks and some
picks.
free picks before we get out of here today. It's the Odds Couple here on Grind City Media.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Our fans have a huge impact on our ability to play to the level that we're striving for.
Drop off, Durant. Oh! Well, you wanted home crowd involvement.
I love those moments where you see our guys engaging in the fans and the fans just get pumped up.
They are standing in FedEx Forum.
I would hate to be on the other side with the opposition when FedEx Forum's rolling. That's such an unbelievable relationship that our group has with our fans.
At the National Civil Rights Museum, history moves us forward. The question remains, how does history move you?
Keep on talking, marching up to freedom now.
Shinedown. Dance Kid Dance Tour. Live in Memphis. FedEx Forum Saturday, August 30th. With special guests, Bush and Morgan Wade. Get tickets now at livenation.com. Shinedown, live in concert. For more, visit shinedown.com.
Back to the Odds Couple on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Welcome back, everybody. This is the Odds Couple, week 24 of the football season, concluding with Super Bowl 59, the Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles this Sunday. Looking forward to it. We will recap it on Monday on The Odds Couple. Don't forget, each Monday and Thursday at 2 o'clock. Live, you can tune in to The Odds Couple, and we'll recap the Super Bowl on Monday afternoon. Looking forward to that. But first, what do we got? We got our top 5. We got this week's top 5, and we're doing top 5 props, top 5 exotic props for Super Bowl 59. That is our top 5 this week. I'll go ahead and start. After Lang's breakdown of the anthem on Monday's program, I have decided to go on that one. The anthem over 120.5 seconds. That is just over the 2-minute mark, which I'm usually against going over on the anthem when it's 2 minutes, because 2 minutes is extremely long,
It's a long time
for the anthem. The anthem, on average, is about 120. So you're talking 40 extra seconds on the anthem. So that is extremely long, but I'm going to go with it.
I mean, since we're talking about the anthem in the workplace slave
All day.
notebook all day, every day, I had an anthem fact here somewhere. 8 of the last 12 have gone over the 120. So a lot of the what how many seconds did you say it was?
120.
A lot,
Or no, a minute 20. So that's what, 80 seconds normal?
80. The average of the anthem songs being under that 120.5 is coming from older anthems being done, like in the 80s and in the early 90s,
Dragging
that
down
type
the
of
average,
stuff.
you're
Right,
saying.
It's pulling down the average. 8 of the 12.
No, I'm talking about that's the average. You go to an NBA game, it's a minute 20 today.
in the Super Bowl average. The Super Bowl
average is way over that.
Is it over 120?
Oh, a minute 20? Or 120 seconds? Are you talking about
120? That's 2 minutes.
120 seconds is
2
2
minutes to
minutes.
sing the national anthem at NBA games.
No. It takes a minute 20. A minute 20 on an NBA national anthem.
80 seconds.
All right.
80 seconds.
So it's 80 seconds is
Usually.
the average, usually. In the Super Bowl, the average is being pulled down because earlier Super Bowls, again, 8 of the last 12 have gone over the 120.
Yeah.
Back when like Bob Hope used to sing it. And stuff.
Right. Somebody sang it in like 70 seconds.
Yeah. Regis Philbin.
Yeah. All right. So my anthem, I'm going over. I'm going Not Like Us, the last song.
Okay.
First song or last song? I'm going last song. I'm going with the yellow green Gatorade. It seems like it's always yellow green. And I'm gonna. I asked some people on the bus, on the Grizzlies bus yesterday, do I go heads or tails? And the consensus was tails, so I'm going tails. And then Kendrick, I'm going to go under 10.5 songs. That's a lot of songs.
It's a lot of songs.
I'm going to go under 10.5. I think it'll hit
Usher
9.
sang more than that. Usher did 13.
13
Usher has more
for
hits.
Usher. Wow.
Kendrick's got a lot of hits.
Usher has more hits.
Usher
under.
does. Usher's
Not
got more
afraid to say it.
pop.
All right, Lang.
All right, I've got some exotic props too. I'm going over. I did a long breakdown on this on the Monday, more intimate version of the Odds Couple.
That's right.
I talked about John Batiste, a piano player. He's got the album out now where he's improvising on the piano and stuff. I think he goes over 2 minutes. Not a lot, but I think he's going to go over. I'm going DNA as the first song by Kendrick. Gatorade, I thought yellow green, just because also that gives you some wiggle room. You get 2 colors
You get
for the
2
price
for
of
one.
one. Yeah.
Yep.
It's always heads. You got to go heads. It's always heads. And then you can bet on, does Jean Baptiste have the piano or not? On the Stephen Colbert show where he was the band leader, he had a piano, but he didn't always use it. He also had the little thing. It's like a piano that you, it's like a flute across at the piano recorder. But I bet he has the piano, like a full piano, and he's going to play and everything. So I'm going Jean Baptiste with the piano.
All right.
CJ?
All right, here we go here. I will also be taking, because of Lang, the anthem and other things, the anthem over the 120.5 seconds per DraftKings. The average anthem length is 103 seconds. But like I said, 8 of the last 12 performers have gone over the 120.5 second mark. So give me that. Kendrick over the 10.5. Since 2020, only one performer has gone under 11 songs, right? And that's The Weeknd. He did 11. And even that would be the over. Kendrick Lamar has a great catalog, but in the Super Bowl, you only need to do the punchy stuff. You can't do whole songs. So I think that means he's going to hop about a bit. You throw in SZA as well, 2 performers for the price of 1. She's got to get some of her shine in. Let me get that over the 10.5. Player's going to cry during the national anthem, and the camera's going to find the player crying. I don't know who it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be Kelsey. I don't know if it's going to be Jones. I don't know if it's going to be Hurts. I don't know if it's going to be Saquon. I bet Saquon sheds.
Can it not be a coach? It can't be a coach.
It's a player, so I'm assuming
Sirianni.
I'm assuming that it can. I'm going heads.
God, man, my phone just went off. I said Siri.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with
My
heads.
phone just started crying.
In the Super Bowl, Tails has the lead 30-28. So that means
gotta
that
catch up.
heads has got to catch up. It's a 50-50 type thing.
that's
The
right.
odds
So give
are
me
even
heads.
for heads or tails.
So give me heads, and I will take Travis Kelce not proposing to Taylor Swift.
Not proposing.
Not proposing. I don't think he. I think he thinks of that as a little
Yeah.
gauche. I think they know not to do that.
She still hasn't responded to my tweet from last week.
She will. She's been busy Super Bowl week.
All right.
On the
Grammys.
same thing happened to me on Saturday night at Chris's house. Went over there to watch the Royal Rumble, and the women's Royal Rumble was on when I got over there. It had already started, and Alexa Bliss made her return, and we started talking about Alexa Bliss, and he has an Alexa. It started popping. It's like, "Hello, how can I help you?" I was like, "What in the world?" Yeah. So I get you.
Yeah,
It
Nick
happens.
Sirianni got me.
It happens. Is it my turn?
Yep.
Yeah, Anthem over. This wasn't even listed as odds, but I'm going to say Whacked Out Murals as Kendrick's first song. He said today storytelling is going to be a big part of it. I saw some of his press conference. It was boring as hell, but I watched a little bit of it. I don't even know if there's odds on Whacked Out Murals, but it's the first song on his new album, GNX, so I'm going to say that's his first song. Bud Light, the first major brand commercial.
Clydesdales. We're back.
Yes. Bud Light, Budweiser, it all counts. It's freaking Anheuser-Busch.
Anheuser-Busch. St. Louis,
I'm
Missouri.
going to go with heads on the coin toss. This is a do theory. It's been tails something like,
He just said it.
yeah, what is it?
Tails is like 35-28.
Tails is 30-28.
But it's been like
last few years?
It's been like something like 8 of the last 10 years. It's been tails. So we're going to go do theory here with heads. And then Kendrick also over 10.5 songs.
Just a couple of commercial notes for you as you place your commercial
Doritos
bets.
also was I could have gone Doritos there for first major brand.
Coca-Cola has not run a Super Bowl commercial since 2019. Now, Coke products have run commercials, but
I believe isn't
Coca-Cola
Pepsi
has.
the big sponsor of the Super Bowl?
Well, that might be why.
Well, are they?
I think
keep
so.
They
that-
used
just
to be
keep
the
that-
sponsor of the halftime show, but now it's Apple Music.
So just keep that in mind. Apple, I'm glad you brought that up. They haven't run a commercial during the Super Bowl, since 1999.
Wow.
So those are some that are up there. Odds are pretty good, favorable for those two companies. Don't do that. They're trying to trick you. Stay away from Coca-Cola, the actual company, and stay away from Apple if you're placing commercial bets on the Super Bowl this year.
All right, good nugget there. Good nugget. All right, let's get our 5 picks
right.
for the big game coming up this week. I am going with the Chiefs minus the 1.5. I probably will bet, as Roser's pointed out a couple of times, probably bet the money line.
Yep.
But because it's a good price. But I'm going to take the Chiefs. I'd give the points too. I'm going to take the over 48.5. I think both teams will be able to score. I don't know. I think both quarterbacks are terrific. I think Saquon's amazing.
Yep.
So I think they're going to be able to score enough. I'm going Saquon over the 99.5. I think he's just great. He finds a way to have one big run a game, and that's really to get to 99.5. That's all he needs. Patrick Mahomes, your MVP, and Jalen Hurts an anytime touchdown score with a tush push. That's how he's going to get in. So those are my 5 picks this week. Lang.
I've got some of the same picks as you. I'm going Kansas City with the money line.
Yep.
I'm cheering for the Eagles, but I'm going to put all my money on the Chiefs because we know that the referees are going to help them out.
That's right.
I'll take the Chiefs money line, and I'll do another bet with minus the 1.5. And then I'm going to take the over, like you. I think they're going to score. I got Jalen Hurts with the anytime touchdown, and then I also think Travis Kelce is going to have at least 4 receptions. That seems like a low number to me. That's 1 catch a quarter. He's going to have that. So it's my picks. Go Eagles, America's team.
I like
fly,
that.
Eagles fly.
I like that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
CJ?
I will also go Chiefs laying the 1.5. I will take the over. Think there's going to be a lot of points scored in this one. I'll take Jalen Hurts over the 199.5 yards passing. They're going to have a chance in this. He's going to have to air it out more than some in this game. Give me Hunt and Barkley over 200 yards rushing in the game, and I will take Travis Kelce 2+ touchdowns. I think they'll find him in the red zone a couple of times.
Oh, man, if he gets an MVP, wouldn't that be something? Be great on post game. He and his girlfriend
Who's his
celebrating? Taylor Swift.
America's Sweetheart.
America's Sweetheart, yeah. All right, Roser.
All right, we're going to go Chiefs money line. Chiefs minus 1.5. Dallas Goedert over 4.5 receptions. A.J. Brown under 5.5 receptions. And Pacheco over 29.5 rushing and receiving yards. That seems like that.
That's easy money. They're giving that to you.
I get that done in one play, right?
Pacheco.
It almost feels too good to be true, but like, yeah, like I'm gonna
check these odds out.
Check
I'm
those odds.
gonna roll with that.
All right. I like it.
I got a free pick.
Free picks.
You guys know there's some golf happening this weekend.
That's right.
The Wastemaster Open down
Waste
in
management.
Phoenix. Waste whatever. Bunch of waste. They cleaned it up a little bit this year.
Yep.
Not as much drinking, not as much stumbling around.
They hope.
They hope. It already started, so you can still jump in on this. Justin Thomas is in the lead right now. He's also him and Scheffler are the best odds. Scheffler's already 4 shots back. Roser, I know you have feelings about jumping in early on these things. I was actually thinking of either Sahith Theegala or Tom Kim, who I've seen both play in recently. They've both been okay. But they're both 1 under right now. They're both 3 shots off the lead. You can get both those guys for like plus 28, plus 2,000, something like that.
Oh, nice.
Good value there. Or if you want, Scheffler's plus 450. He's 5 shots back. Give you something to root for this weekend.
A little plus 450 on Scheffler. All right. Any free pick?
Got
CJ?
some big games in the women's side of things in college basketball. Tennessee and UConn are facing off. UConn is a 7.5-point favorite. I'll take the Volunteers plus the 7.5. And then you got Stanford taking on Notre Dame. If you got a team with Olivia Miles and Hannah Hidalgo, I'm going to take them against everybody except for maybe South Carolina. And depending on what the points is, I'm going to take them laying the points. 19.5 for Notre Dame. I'll take Notre Dame laying the 19.5 against Stanford.
All right. Roser?
No free pick.
Nothing? No free pick? All right.
Now, what's going on tonight?
We got Maryland plus 2.5 at Ohio State.
Okay.
That is a pick tonight. Maryland plus 2.5 at Ohio State.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Also, Santa Clara minus 14 against Portland.
No, I don't
You
know.
gonna be playing catch up? That's got to
Steve
be a
Nash
9:30 tip off.
Are Steve Nash and Jalen Williams playing?
No, they're not playing.
I don't know if I like that then.
No, Santa Clara minus the 14 against Portland. And then we got a hockey game. We're going with the Devils against the Las Vegas, what are they called? The
Golden Knights.
Golden Knights. Thank you. I was going to say Aces.
Yeah,
too.
that's what I think they are.
The Las Vegas Golden Knights against the New Jersey Devils, going with the Devils in that one tonight. All right, there you go. That does it. That does it for our Super Bowl show here on this Thursday afternoon. We'll be back with you on Monday here on the Odds Couple at 2 o'clock to wrap it all up in week 25 of the program. Well, that's going to do it for us here today. For CJ, for Roser, for Lang, I'm Fish. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy all the action this weekend. Good luck with all your Super Bowl bets. We'll talk about it all on Monday on The Odds Couple right here on Grind City Media.